Yeah, good morning students. This is the fifth lecture for proton NMR spectroscopy. Today we are going to discuss about the mechanism of spin-spin coupling, types of spin-spin coupling, and also a coupling constant. Mechanism of spin-spin coupling. Mechanism of spin-spin coupling. Now, when a set of a proton coupled with its adjacent set of proton, that is the nuclear spins of the two sets of protons in a molecule, are coupled with each other not through the space, but the nuclear spins of a sets of protons which are situated adjacently are coupled through the bonding electron spins present between whatever the electrons present between the coupled protons, that is the nuclear spins are coupled through a bonding electron spins whatever the electrons present between the coupled protons. That is, say example, we have a system of HA and HB proton, a system of the two non-equivalent proton HA and HB proton. Now its orbital diagram now. Electron 1 here, electron, electron, electron here, electron and electron. Now you can see say this is HA hydrogen, this is the first carbon, second carbon, this is HB hydrogen. HA hydrogen and HB hydrogens are bound by one bond between carbon and hydrogen, the second bond between carbon-carbon, third bond between carbon, HB hydrogen. Now this is HA hydrogen electron, carbon electron, carbon electron, carbon electron, this is HB hydrogen electron. Now the nuclear spin of HA hydrogen, say this is nuclear spin. So this is nuclear spin. A nuclear spin of HA hydrogen is first transmitted to its electron spin. This is the electron of HA hydrogen. A nuclear spin of HA hydrogen is first transmitted to its electron spin, followed by it is transmitted to electron of carbon, and then further the electrons of carbons which are present between the two carbons to this carbon, finally the electron of a carbon and hydrogen bond, and then electron of HB hydrogen, and then a nuclear spin of HB hydrogen. Say this is nuclear spin, it is transferred. You can see this is the process of transmitting the electron, transmitting the nuclear spin of one set of proton to the other set of proton for the couple. Say a nuclear spin produced by HA hydrogen is transferred to its electron spin, followed by transmitted to electrons of carbon present between the two carbons, and then again the electron of carbon hydrogen bond, and then HB hydrogen, finally to the HB hydrogen nuclear spin where there is a coupling. So HA hydrogen, HB hydrogen, whatever present in the molecule are coupled with each other not through the space. How they couple? They are coupled by transmitting their nuclear spins from one proton to the other proton through the bonding electron spins present between the coupled protons. So this is the mechanism of transmission of nuclear spin from one proton to the other proton to couple. Now in the same way, the Hb hydrogen nuclear spin also transmitted through a bonding electron spin to the nuclear spin of He hydrogen, and thereby they are coupled. Ha Hb hydrogens are coupled. So this is about mechanism. Now further, the nuclear spins of a protons are strongly coupled. The nuclear spins of a protons are strongly coupled with each other as the number of bonds between the coupled protons are up to 3. When the number of bonds between the coupled proton are up to 3, the nuclear spins of protons are strongly coupled. Say Ha hydrogen, Hb hydrogen. Between A and B hydrogen, there are 3 bonds. This is first bond, this is second bond, this is third bond. So when the number of bonds are up to 3 between the coupled proton, they are strongly coupled. Strongly coupled. Strongly coupled. Because just now we seen the nuclear spin is transmitted from one proton to the other proton through the bonding electron spin. As number of bonds increased between the coupled proton from 3 to say 4, what happens? However, the nuclear spin is transmitted from one proton to other, but before reaching to the other, it is disappeared. Are you following? The nuclear spins are strongly coupled with each other as the number of bonds are up to 3. As increasing number of bonds from 3 to some, say 4 or 5, there may not be coupled. If coupled, it is weakly coupled. What is the reason? Where the nuclear spins are transmitted from one proton to the other through the bonding electron spin, as the number of bonds between them when increased, the nuclear spin however transmitted from one proton to the other proton, but it is disappeared in between before reaching to the other in order to couple. Say, if the number of bonds are more between AB proton, you can see in the first instance there are 3 bonds between AB protons. There are 1 bond, 2 bond, 3 bond, strongly coupled. In the second case, where the number of bonds between AB protons are 1, this is second bond, third bond and fourth bond. Now in between AB proton there are 4 bonds. Now a nuclear spin is transmitted from Ha hydrogen to Hb hydrogen, but it is disappeared. It is disappeared before reaching to the Hb hydrogen as the number of bonds are more. Therefore, it may not be, AB may not be coupled. AB may not be coupled. If coupled, it is weakly coupled. Almost not coupled. If coupled, it is weakly coupled. This is the first condition. Now coming to second condition. Condition 2. The nuclear spins again strongly coupled if the nuclear spin is transmitted through a pi electrons than the sigma electrons. The nuclear spins are strongly coupled for a sets of proton as the if it is transmitted, the nuclear spin, if it is transmitted through the pi electron than the sigma electron, because the pi electrons are loosely held electrons where the electrons can easily carry the nuclear spin from one proton to the other proton. That is, the pi electrons are loosely held electron are able to transport the nuclear spin easily from one set of proton to the other set of proton, therefore strongly coupled. Now, if the nuclear spin is transmitted through the sigma electrons between the proton, coupled, but it is weakly coupled, because the sigma electrons are tightly held electrons where there is somewhat difficult to transport the nuclear spin from one set of proton to other by the sigma electrons. This is the reason a spin transmitted through the pi electrons are strongly coupled, where the spin transmitted through a sigma electrons are weakly coupled. Example, you take CH2, CHCl, Ha hydrogen, Hb hydrogen. Ab hydrogens are coupled, where the number of bonds are 1, 2 and 3. In between Ab hydrogen, the number of bonds are 3 bonds. But here, the nuclear spin from Ha hydrogen is transmitted to Hb hydrogen through only sigma electrons, therefore weakly coupled. Now, if we put one double bond, say CH hydrogen, Ha hydrogen, carbon, Hb hydrogen and Cl. Now, this is vinyl chloride. Now you can see this is weakly coupled system. When we keep one double bond, here also Ab protons are coupled. Now let us find out where the nuclear spin from A proton is transmitted to B proton through a pi electrons, where there is a double bond. So the spin is transmitting from one proton to other proton through a pi electron, which are loosely held one, hence easily carry the spin from one proton to the other proton, hence strongly coupled. Strongly coupled system, weakly coupled system, strongly coupled system. So this is the second condition. Now third condition, again the nuclear spins are strongly coupled with each other if all bonding electrons between the coupled protons are in one plane than the electrons situated under different planes. Are you following? The nuclear spins are strongly coupled as all bonding electrons between the coupled protons are in one plane when compared to the electrons situated under different planes, because when all bonding electrons are in one plane, a transmission of nuclear spin from one set of proton to other can be very easy. It can be easily transported in order to couple. Therefore, strongly coupled. When the bonding electron between the coupled protons are under different planes, however, the nuclear spin is transmitted, but it is somewhat difficult to transmit to other, therefore coupled but weakly coupled. Example, you take Ha hydrogen, Hb hydrogen, say chlorobromo. Now this is a cis conformer, cis configuration of alkene. Now here proton A coupled with B proton, Similarly, you have its trans configuration, Ha hydrogen, Hb hydrogen, this is bromine. Here also Ab protons are coupled. This is a trans. The first configuration is a cis alkene, the second one is a trans alkene. Now in the cis alkene, in the trans alkene, all bonding electrons electrons between Ha and first carbon and two carbons and carbon and Hb hydrogen. In a trans configuration, all the bonding electrons are under one plane. Therefore, the nuclear spin from Ha hydrogen is easily carried to Hb hydrogen, therefore strongly coupled. Strong coupling. Strongly coupled. Now coming to the cis, where the two hydrogen, Ha hydrogen, Hb hydrogens are on same side of the molecule. Now, when the hydrogens or when the two groups are on same side, there is a steric repulsion or steric interaction. So, in order to stabilize, one hydrogen of cis alkene move just below the plane, the other hydrogen of cis alkene move just above the plane. What happens? The planarity of the whole molecule is get diminished. That means the bonding electron between Ha hydrogen, Hb hydrogen are not in one plane, as one hydrogen is just below the plane of the molecule, the other hydrogen is just above the plane of the molecule. As the bonding electrons are under different planes, the nuclear spin transmitted, but its transmission is somewhat difficult. Therefore, coupled but weakly coupled. This is weakly coupled. Weakly coupled. So this is about the mechanism of spin-spin coupling. The nuclear spins are transmitting from one set of proton to other set of proton through the bonding electron spins. The nuclear spins are strongly coupled with each other. Number 1, as the number of bonds between the coupled protons are up to 3. Number 2, it is strongly coupled when the spin is nuclear spin is transmitted through pi electron rather than sigma electron. Number 3, nuclear spins are strongly coupled when the number of when all bonding electrons between the coupled protons are on the same plane, then the electrons present are situated in different planes. This is about mechanism of coupling. After this, let us discuss about types of spin-spin couplings. Types of spin-spin couplings. Now, types of spin-spin couplings. Now, based on the nature of the nuclei, which involving in the spin-spin coupling, based on the nature of nuclei involving in the spin-spin coupling, it is classified as homonuclear coupling and heteronuclear coupling. A. Homonuclear couplings. Homonuclear couplings. The coupling interactions between a nuclei belongs to same atom or similar atom. Coupling interactions between the nuclei belonging to the similar atom is called as homonuclear coupling. Homonuclear coupling. Example, a coupling interaction between hydrogen nuclei to other hydrogen nuclei, or a interaction between carbon nuclei to the other carbon nuclei, or interaction between fluorine nuclei and other fluorine nuclei, or interaction between 31 phosphorus to 31 phosphorus. Now in all these examples where the nuclei, now in the first example, the spin-spin coupling involving the nuclei of this hydrogen, nuclei of this hydrogen. So the nuclei which are involving in the spin-spin coupling belongs to the both hydrogen, homonuclear. Or in the second example, the nuclei which involving in the coupling are belonging to the carbon, both are carbons, or both are fluorine, or both are phosphorus. So the interaction between the nuclei of the similar atoms is known as homonuclear couplings. Homonuclear couplings. Now B, heteronuclear. Heteronuclear couplings. Now the coupling interaction between the nuclei of dissimilar atoms. In the first case, the nuclei belonging to same atoms, that is homonuclear. A coupling interaction between the nuclei belonging to the dissimilar atom is called as heteronuclear coupling. Example, a coupling interaction between nuclei of hydrogen with the nuclei of carbon. Heteronuclear. Say, coupling interaction between the nuclei of hydrogen and nuclei of carbon. Now here, whatever the spin active nuclei that involving in the coupling, one belongs to hydrogen atom, other belongs to carbon atom. Therefore, it is heteronuclear coupling, or a coupling interaction between hydrogen nuclei and nuclei of fluorine, heteronuclear coupling, or interaction between hydrogen nuclei, 31 phosphorus nuclei. You can observe in all kind of examples where the nuclei which are involving in the coupling are belonging to different atoms. In the first example, one nuclei belongs to hydrogen, the other belongs to carbon. Now here belongs to hydrogen and belongs to fluorine, or hydrogen and phosphorus. Therefore heteronuclear coupling. Is it clear? So whatever it may be, either homonuclear coupling or heteronuclear coupling, both will resulted a splitting of a singlet signal related to a sets of protons of a molecule into multiplet. Whatever the type of coupling interaction, it may belongs to homonuclear or it may belongs to heteronuclear. In both the cases, the signal will be split into multiplet. Now coming to proton NMR spectroscopy, we may observe only homonuclear couplings. In proton NMR spectroscopy, only homonuclear couplings were observed in the spectrum, not heteronuclear couplings. That is, the couplings between the two sets of proton, one proton and second proton, which are adjacent. Therefore homonuclear. Only homonuclear couplings were observed. So based on the nature, there may be homonuclear coupling or heteronuclear coupling. Further based on the nature, we have two type of coupling, homo and hetero. Now further, based on the number of bonds present between the coupled protons, number of bonds between the coupled proton, there may be one bond, there may be two bonds, there may be three bonds, there may be four bonds. So based on the number of bonds between the coupled protons, the spin-spin coupling is further classified into geminal coupling, vicinal coupling and long-range coupling. Geminal coupling, vicinal coupling and long-range couplings. A, geminal coupling. Geminal couplings. A coupling interaction between the nuclei which are separated by two bonds. Coupling interaction between the nuclei separated by two bonds are called as geminal couplings. Geminal couplings. Example, you take HA hydrogen, HB hydrogen, carbon here, double bond carbon, chloro bromo, one chloro bromo, one chloro, one bromo, ethylene. Now where a carbon in between the two carbon there is a double bond which restrict the carbon rotation. Therefore HA hydrogen is cis to chlorine, HB hydrogen is trans to chlorine. Are you following? Due to the rotation, restricted rotation between the carbons, one hydrogen is cis to chlorine, other hydrogen is trans to chlorine. Hence, these two hydrogens become non-equivalent and has different frequencies, therefore coupled. Here, Ha hydrogen coupled with Hb hydrogen. Why coupling? Because the frequency of Ha hydrogen is different from Hb hydrogen due to non-equivalency. In terms, due to restricted rotation. So the protons are non-equivalent, hence coupled. AB protons are coupled with each other. Further, AB protons are separated by one bond and two bond. There are two bonds which separated AB proton or coupled protons. Therefore, it is geminal coupling. Geminal coupling. Similarly, you have say Ha hydrogen, Hb hydrogen, carbon, phenyl group here, bromine here. This is bromostyrene epoxide, alpha bromostyrene epoxide. Now you can see the CC bond rotation is restricted due to the bridge, oxygen bridge. So there is no rotation. Under that condition, one hydrogen is trans to bromine, the other hydrogen is cis to bromine. These two hydrogens become non-equivalent. The protons are non-equivalent, hence coupled with each other, further separated by one bond, two bond. AB protons which are coupled are separated by the two bonds. Therefore, it is geminal coupling. It is known as geminal coupling. So, depending upon the number of bonds present between the coupled proton, as there are two bonds between the AB proton, coupled proton, hence it is geminal coupling. Next, vicinal coupling. Vicinal couplings. Now, a coupling interaction between the nuclei or between the protons which are separated by up to 3 bonds is known as vicinal coupling. The coupling interaction between the protons which are separated by the 3 bonds are called as vicinal coupling. Vicinal coupling. When there is 2 bonds, we referred as geminal coupling. When there are 3 bonds between the coupled proton, it is known as vicinal coupling. Further, the vicinal protons may be coupled at the same side of the molecule or at the opposite side of the molecule. The vicinal protons may, if coupled at the same side of the molecule, is called as cis couplings. The vicinal protons, if coupled through the opposite sides of the molecule, is called as trans coupling. The coupling interaction between the protons separated by 3 bonds are vicinal coupling. If the protons are coupled at the same side, called as cis coupling. If the protons are coupled at opposite side, is known as trans coupling. So vicinal coupling is further, either it may be cis coupling or it may be trans coupling. Example, X atom carbon, double bond carbon, Y atom, say Ha hydrogen, Hb hydrogen. X atom carbon, Ha hydrogen, carbon, Y atom, Hb hydrogen. Now, Ha is adjacent to X atom, Hb is adjacent to Y atom. So, AB protons are non-equivalent, hence coupled. Now, between AB protons, there are 1 bond, 2 bond, 3 bond. Between AB protons, there are 3 bonds, 1 bond, 2 bond, 3 bonds. Therefore, it is vicinal. Vicinal coupling. Vicinal coupling. Further, AB protons are coupled on same side of the molecule, hence it is cis coupling. cis coupling. Now coming to the second isomer, HA is adjacent to X atom, HB is adjacent to Y atom. So AB protons are non-equivalent and hence coupled. AB protons are non-equivalent and therefore coupled. Between AB protons there are one bond, two bond here, third bond, three bonds. Therefore it is vicinal. Therefore it is vicinal coupling. Further, AB protons are coupled with each other at opposite side to the molecule with respect to the molecular plane. Therefore it is transcoupling. Transcoupling. So this is about vicinal coupling. If there are two bonds, it is geminal coupling. If there are three bonds, it is vicinal coupling. The third type of coupling is long range coupling. C. Long range couplings. Long range couplings. The coupling interactions between the protons which are separated by up to 4 bonds. The coupling interactions present between the protons which are separated by up to 3 bonds or more than 3, up to 4 bonds or more than 3 bonds is called as long range coupling. If there are 3 bonds, it is vicinal. If there are 4 bonds between the coupled proton, it is known as long range coupling. Long range coupling. Now, the long range couplings were observed only in aromatic systems, not in open chain systems. Long range couplings are possible only in aromatic systems because in aromatic systems there is a readily available delocalized pi electron cloud. In aromatic system there is a readily available delocalized pi electron cloud which may carry the nuclear spin from one set of proton to the other set of proton very conveniently, even the protons are separated by up to 4 bonds. That means in aromatic systems there is a ready transport system to carry the nuclear spin from one proton to other, even separated by 4 bonds. Whereas in open chain system there is no ready transport system. There is no delocalized pi electron cloud in open chain system. Therefore the spin is carried only up to 3 bonds or through 3 bonds. Whereas in aromatic system, because of presence of ready transportation, a nuclear spin easily transported to the other set of proton, even separated by up to 4 bonds, which is called as long range coupling. Example, dinitrophenol, OH proton, NO2 here, NO2 here. There are 3 hydrogens on aromatic system: A proton, B proton, C proton. Now we can distinguish. The C proton is ortho to 2 NO2 groups. B proton is ortho to 1 NO2 group. A proton is ortho to OH group. Therefore, A proton, B proton, C protons are non-equivalent. Non-equivalent. One with 2 ortho groups, one with 1 ortho one with 2 ortho nitro groups, one with only 1 nitro group, one with OH group. Therefore, the 3 hydrogens of aromatic system are non-equivalent, hence coupled. Here A coupled with B, A coupled with B, as the number of bonds between AB are 1 bond here, second bond here, third bond here. There are 3 bonds between AB proton, therefore it is called as vicinal coupling. This is vicinal coupling. Now B also coupled with C. A coupled with B, it is vicinal coupling as the number of bonds are 3. Now further, B also coupled with C proton. Let us find out. The number of bonds are, this is 1 bond, this is 2 bond, 3 bond, 4 bond. So between B proton and C proton, there are 4 bonds, 1 bond, 2 bond, 3 bond and 4 bonds. Therefore, it is called as long range coupling. Long range coupling. It is known as long range coupling. There are 4 bonds between B proton and C proton, hence it is long range coupling. So in this way, based on the number of bonds, the couplings are classified as geminal, vicinal and long range. Based on the nature of nuclei that involved in the spin-spin coupling, it may be homonuclear coupling or it may be heteronuclear coupling. So this is about types of spin-spin couplings. Now, let us go for the next topic, coupling constant. A new topic, that is a coupling constant. Coupling constant is represented with capital J. J. Its units may be Hertz units or cycles per second units. J in Hertz or cycles per second units. Let us discuss what is coupling constant. The frequency difference between any two lines. The frequency difference between any two lines. Say for example, we have a system of CH3, CH2, Cl. A proton and B proton, these two are coupled. AB sets of protons are coupled. Is it clear? Now, according to n plus 1 rule, for a set of proton, it has two adjacent. 2 plus 1, it is triplet. For A proton, it is triplet. Now for B proton, it has 3 adjacent. 3 plus 1, 4 lines means quartet. There is a triplet for A set of proton and a quartet for B set of proton. Its spectrum. A quartet for CH2, a triplet for CH3, A and B. Say this is A proton, this is B proton signal. So this is the spectrum which we observed. Is it clear? Now, this is one signal, this is second signal. The frequency difference between any two lines of one multiplet signal. Frequency difference between any two lines within one multiplet signal is always constant. This constant distance is called as coupling constant. Coupling constant. Example. Now, this is A, this is B. Example, you can see B signal. What is B? CH2 proton signal. There are 4 lines. The frequency of line, first line is delta 1. The frequency of second line is delta 2. Frequency of third line is delta 3. Frequency of fourth line is delta 4. Similarly, the signal for A proton, methyl proton, the first line frequency is delta 1. Second line frequency is delta 2. Third line frequency is delta 3. Now, the frequency difference between any two lines means between these two lines, 1 and 2, first and second line, or second and third line, are third and fourth line are constant. That means delta 1 minus delta 2, delta 1 minus delta 2 is equal to delta 2 minus delta 3 is equal to delta 3 minus delta 4. That is delta 1 minus delta 2 is equal to delta 2 minus delta 3 is equal to delta 3 minus delta 4. You can take the frequency difference either between delta 1, delta 2, first two lines, or second line, third line, or third line, fourth line. You can find the same value. It is constant. It is constant. This constant distance is called as coupling constant. Coupling constant of the second signal. Or you may take the coupling constant between here, first line, second line, or you may take from second line and third line. You will get always a constant value. That constant distance is called as coupling constant. Is it clear? Next, the extent of coupling constant, the value of coupling constant. The value of coupling constant is depends upon the extent of coupling interactions between the nuclei or between the protons. What is coupling constant? Coupling constant is a frequency difference between any two line of one multiplet signal. Is always constant. It is called as coupling constant. Now the value of coupling constant, how much J value? The value of coupling constant always depends upon the extent of coupling interactions existed between the nuclei or between the protons. If the protons are strongly coupled, the J value is more. If the protons are strongly coupled, the coupling constant is more. If the protons are weakly coupled, the coupling constant is less. Is it clear? The value of J depends upon the extent of the coupling interaction between the protons. If the protons are strongly coupled, we may find maximum J value. If the protons are weakly coupled, we may get less or lower J value. Now, in the mechanism of spin-spin coupling, we discussed about strong coupled system, weak coupled system. Number one, when the number of bonds between the coupled protons are up to 3, it is strongly coupled, J value is more. When nuclear spin is transmitted through the pi electron than the sigma electron, then J value is more. When all bonding electrons between the coupled protons are in one plane, they are strongly coupled and J value is more. So the J value depends upon the coupling interactions existed between the nuclei. Example, we have Ha hydrogen, Hb hydrogen, carbon here, double bond, bromine, chlorine. This is one isomer. Ha hydrogen, Hb hydrogen, double bond Hb hydrogen, chlorine, bromine. Similarly, Ha hydrogen, chlorine, double bond, carbon, bromine, Hb hydrogen. So these are the three systems. Let us in the first isomer, A is cis to bromine, B is trans to bromine, hence coupled. AB are coupled. The number of bonds between AB are 2, therefore it is geminal. Now here, now Ha is adjacent to chlorine, Hb is far away from chlorine, or AB protons are cis. and non-equivalent, hence coupled. This is vicinal coupling. In that it is cis coupling. Cis coupling. Now here Ha, Hb are opposite with respect to each other. One cis to bromine, other trans to bromine. One geminal to trans isomer. Now one Ha hydrogen is cis to bromine. Now one is cis to bromine, other one is trans to bromine. Now these two are coupled. These two are coupled. AB are non-equivalent, hence coupled. The number of bonds are 1 bond, 2 bond, 3 bond. Therefore, it is vicinal, and in that it is trans coupling. It is trans coupling. Is it clear? Now coming to coupling constant. Now in the case of geminal, now this is geminal coupling. In the case of geminal, the AB protons are not exactly in plane. AB are weakly coupled. Electrons are not exactly on one plane, therefore weakly coupled. Here JAB is equal to 2.7 Hz. 2.7 Hz. Now in the case of cis, where JAB is equal to 8.0 Hz. In case of trans, JAB proton is equal to 16.0 Hz. What you observed. Now in case of trans isomer, between AB proton, as AB protons are trans to each other, the molecular geometry is perfectly planar. Therefore, all bonding electrons between AB protons are under one plane, hence strongly coupled. When the protons are strongly coupled, the J value is maximum. It is 16.0. In case of cis isomer, where AB protons are lying at the same side, where there is somewhat steric interaction, therefore one hydrogen just moving above the plane, the other hydrogen just moving above the plane, which resulted the diminishing the planarity of the molecule. Hence, the electron between AB protons of cis are not exactly on one plane, therefore weakly coupled. When the electrons are not in one plane, the nuclei are coupled but weakly coupled. When the coupling interactions are weak, the J value is less, only 8.0. Whereas the same molecule in the trans isomer, it is the J value is 16.0. In the cis isomer, the J value is only 8.0. Coming to the geminal couplings, where the two hydrogens on same carbon, there are two bonds which are separated by AB protons are coupled, geminal couplings. Again, the electrons between AB protons which attached on the same carbon atom is not on perfectly in a plane, therefore coupled but weakly coupled. Here the AB protons are coupled but weakly coupled, therefore the J value is minimum. We can conclude it as J trans, J value in trans isomer is always greater than J value in cis isomer. In cis isomer is always greater than J value geminal. J trans is greater than J value, coupling constant of trans is more when compared with the cis, when compared with the geminal. So this is the coupling constant. About the coupling constant, let us now you can take the cis and trans isomer spectrum. Chloro, bromo, Ha hydrogen, Hb hydrogen. Chloro, carbon, double bond carbon, Hb hydrogen, bromine here, Ha hydrogen. A cis isomer and a trans isomer. So here AB protons are coupled. Now according to n+1 rule, A coupled with 1 proton means n is equal to 1. 1 plus 1, 2 lines means doublet. Ha appear as doublet. Now B also coupled with A. B coupled with only one adjacent. N is equal to 1. 1 plus 1, 2 lines, a signal with 2 lines for Hb hydrogen. It is also doublet. Now here also AB protons are coupled. Transcoupling, where A coupled with only one hydrogen, therefore according to N plus 1 rule, A doublet, similarly B doublet. Now in the cis isomer, AB are non-equivalent, coupled with each other and appear each signal as doublet according to N plus 1 rule. Similarly, the trans isomer, AB are non-equivalent, coupled with each other. According to N plus 1 rule, A appear as doublet, B also appear as doublet. Let us observe their spectrums. A doublet signal for B proton, a doublet signal for A proton, A and B. This is one doublet, this is second doublet for AB proton for trans. This is cis spectrum for trans. One doublet, second doublet. This is trans. A and B. Now in both the cases, there are two signals. Cis isomer resulted two signals. Trans isomer also resulted the two signals. Then what is the difference? That is that there is a difference in the coupling constant. Now the coupling constant in the cis isomer, J is minimum. J value is minimum. The distance between the two lines of the doublet is minimum. Whereas in the trans isomer, however there is a doublet, but the distance between the two lines is maximum, J maximum. This is the difference. In the cis isomer, the J value is less. In the trans isomer, the J value is more. That means cis isomer, where the lines of the doublets are very close, whereas the trans isomer, the lines of the doublets are far away from each other. There is some distance. So the difference is more for trans isomer. The difference between the lines is less for cis isomer. Just now we discussed J trans is always greater than J cis. In case of trans isomer, the coupling constant value is nearly 16.0 Hz, whereas in case of cis isomer, the coupling constant value is nearly 8.0. So based on the coupling constant value, we can predict cis isomer from the trans isomer, as both the isomers have the two signals in their spectrum with the same multiplicity, doublet doublet, doublet doublet. There is a difference between these two isomers with respect to the coupling constant. So coupling constant of trans is more when compared with the coupling constant of cis. So based on that phenomena, we can predict the trans isomer from the cis isomer. This is about coupling constant. We have few more topics, the factors that affecting the coupling constant. That topics will be discussed in the next class. With this, today I complete today's lecture. Thank you very much.